Drill refers to the members of your marching unit as the cast. When creating a new show in drill, you'll first want to edit your show's cast. That is, you'll want to specify the various sections of your marching unit, such as brass, percussion, color guard, etc., and the numbers of members in each section. Here's how. Click on the Edit Cast button on the bottom left of any drill document window. You'll see the cast sheet appear. Here you can add, subtract, or edit sections in your cast. By default, drill sets you up with 4 common cast sections: woodwinds, brass, percussion, and color guard. Each section has an editable name and abbreviation, and you can edit the name or abbreviation by double-clicking them. A text field will appear. Type your changes and press the return key on the keyboard to save them. You can also edit the member count of any section with the increment stepper buttons, or by double-clicking the number and editing it directly. You can also remove an entire section by first selecting it in the table and then clicking the minus button below. The selected section is removed. Adding new sections is easy. Click the plus button at the bottom. You'll see a new untitled section appear in the table. You can edit the new section just like the others. If you'd like to reorder the sections, you can do that too via drag and drop. Once you've got your section specified to your liking, click OK and the cast sheet disappears. You can always edit the cast again by clicking the Edit Cast button on the bottom left. It's probably a good idea to save your document at this point, so I'll save with the standard Mac keyboard shortcut, Command-S. Now I'll add a very simple formation path to the first drill set in my show, here, by clicking the Pen tool and clicking on the canvas and then double-clicking in another location to commit a single straight line formation path. I'm now going to zoom in on my formation path a bit. With the mouse, you can zoom by clicking on the Zoom pop-up menu on the bottom right of any drill document window and selecting the zoom scale. Another option for zooming is to use keyboard shortcuts. Shift-Command greater than zooms in. I'll use that keyboard shortcut 3 times to zoom in a bit here. Okay, you can see my simple formation path has several cast members by default. Cast members are represented, of course, by the small orange X's. Now I'll show you how to edit the cast members of any formation path. To do that, you'll look to the right of your document window where you'll find the inspector. When you have selected a formation path on the canvas, the inspector displays 2 palettes, Geometry and Cast. We'll just be working with cast, so I'll go ahead and collapse the Geometry palette by clicking the disclosure triangle. Now to the Cast palette. You can see here all of the controls needed to edit the cast in the currently selected formation path, starting with the number of cast members. You can see that my selected formation path has 15 cast members by default. By changing the numbers in the cast palette, you can see the formation path updating with the corresponding number of cast members on the canvas. The cast palette also has a few advanced options here for either insetting the first or last cast member on the formation path. You can see that by checking the leading or trailing inset checkboxes and increasing their numeric values, the cast members are squished together by either the leading or trailing end of the formation path. The inset can be specified in one of 2 different unit types, points or steps. Steps are of course normal 8 to 5 marching steps, but a point is much smaller and more precise than a full step. A point corresponds to 1 pixel on a non-Retina Macintosh computer screen. Okay, I'm going to turn those leading and trailing insets off again by unchecking the checkboxes. You can also create a nice effect by checking the Insert checkbox and inserting points or steps between certain groupings of cast members in your formation path. You can see that you can use this effect to bunch a given number of cast members together. Okay, I'll turn that back off again by unchecking the Insert checkbox. Now let's look at how to specify which cast members are included in a formation path. You do that in the table at the bottom of the cast palette. This table displays 0 or more spans of cast members which comprise your formation path on the field. Click the plus button to add a span to your formation path. A span of cast members from the woodwind section appears. You can change the section by clicking the pop-up button and selecting a different section. The first column allows you to specify the index number of the first cast member in this span of members. And the count column lets you specify the number of cast members in this span. So if I edit my span here to say brass with a first index of 1 and a count of 6, you can see that my formation path on the canvas has changed accordingly. The formation path already has 12 members specified above, but now the first 12 cast members in the formation path are labeled as brass player B1 through B6. Now to fill out the cast of this formation path, I'll click the plus button again to add another span of members. This time I'll select percussion as the section. I'll leave the first index as 1 and again set the count to 6. I'll also click the reverse checkbox to reverse the members. So let's look back at the formation path to see the result. The brass cast members 1 through 6 are still there, but now they're followed by percussion cast members 6 through 1. Note that the percussion players are reversed 6 to 1 rather than 1 to 6 because I checked the reverse checkbox. One final tip: whenever a formation path is selected on the canvas, the status bar down here at the bottom will display a useful piece of information, that is, the number of steps between cast members in the selected formation path. So that should give you an idea of how to work with cast members in Drill. Thanks for watching.